2024 has been a very interesting year for the music industry. For whatever reason, this has been the year that people in the industry have chosen to come out and speak out. An industry that once protected its secret.
Because Cat Williams said so. I don't know what's going on, but Cat been right ever since he hopped on Shannon Sharp podcast. Ain't shit have been a lie. Everything been clear to me.
Secrets like the mob is now facing an epidemic of insiders exposing their secrets. Finally, the world is seeing the truth about the music industry, and it's nothing like they expected. The industry is a strange, dark place, and after what this industry insider told me directly in this interview, it only further confirms that. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, I will be interviewing the music industry publicist and producer, Jonathan Hay. In this explosive interview, Jonathan exposes industry secrets about people like Drake, Jay Z, DJ Khaled. Now, this interview came together, and who exactly Jonathan Hay is. Jonathan Hay is a music industry publicist and producer who got his start in the music industry in the late 90s, working with a rock group called Days of the New. From there, he was able to meet and work with Kevin Skinner, who introduced him to Whitney Houston's father. Whitney's father would end up connecting Jonathan with Whitney herself.
Look how beautiful Whitney is.
Which helped Jonathan's publicist career even further. From here, he was introduced to a brand new industry rising star at the time, Rihanna. He was the lead publicist working on Rihanna's first single, Pon the Replay. Jonathan only kept on climbing from here,
Oh my god.
as he would end up working with many more artists, becoming a very successful publicist in the industry. He ended up working with artists like Drake, Michael Jackson's estate, and even Biggie's son, plus many more. Things were going great for Jonathan in the industry until he started working with Drake and his baby mother, Sophia. This is actually what led Jonathan to contact me. See, a couple of days back, Jonathan sent me an email asking me to look into his story.
Well, man, with all them accolades, that looked like a mighty tough set.
He had recently done an interview with Jaguar Wright on the Real Life Production channel, where Jaguar told him some very alarming information. See, back in 2017, while Jonathan was working with Drake's baby mother, Sophia, something traumatic ended up happening to him that changed his life forever. He, for whatever reason, was targeted in a home invasion attack, where he and his 14-year-old daughter were tied up, robbed, and threatened in their own home. At this moment, Jonathan had prayed to God to get him out of the situation, something that thankfully happened. Eventually, some of the people responsible for this crime ended up going to prison after police were able to catch them. But one person...
It's not when shit goes down that you call for God. What you was doing before you called on God for help. That's what you gotta ask yourself.
who Jonathan believed was a mastermind.
And if he gotta reveal all of this, that means he still got some repenting to do. I'm just saying, I ain't no preacher though.
In the whole crime, managed to escape prison even after sufficient evidence was brought up against him.
That's how true it is. I'm just, you feel me? That's like the Lord telling me to keep speaking, but you know, there's a skip ad. I'm gonna tell you.
Allegedly his ex-fiance of 9 years. She was allegedly able to get away with her role in the crimes because someone behind the scenes was paying for her high-powered lawyers and had connections to people in high places. For years, Jonathan wondered who was behind helping his ex evade prison. This is a question that he might have gotten the answer to during a recent interview with...
Yo, Jaguar Wright, someone who she crazy, you know, like she mad grandiose in the way she think, and it sound harsh. That's why I said crazy, but she not crazy. She not crazy. She be right. She be so right. It go in one ear, come out the other ear. Like it gotta do an extra lap for us. Like, but she be right though.
With Jaguar Wright, as she told him, she believes Drake was allegedly behind setting him up. This made Jonathan Hay rethink the entire situation and start connecting the dots, realizing this all took place during the time he was working with Drake's fling, Sophia, who was pregnant with Drake's baby at the time. Also, this was right around the time Pusha T exposed Drake for hiding his relationship and child with Sophia. Drake ended up under the impression that because Sophia had been working with Jonathan, that she had told him about the pregnancy, something that Jonathan seems to confirm when he told People magazine, "I've seen the text messages and they do exist," in reference to conversations between Drake and Sophia, where Drake allegedly instructed Sophia to get rid of the baby. Pair this with Jonathan's close connection to good music artist and Kanye West ghostwriter Sci-Hi.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? It speaks so much. Like you want to know what a man is? Just look at who he have his kids with, bro. At the end of the day, it ain't no not, but you know, Drake baby mama's still a peace star. You know, and I ain't picking on Drake, but where's the shame?
The Prince, Drake thought for sure Jonathan was who gave Pusha T the info about Drake hiding a baby. Because of this, it seems that Drake might have allegedly wanted to retaliate against Jonathan. And according to Jaguar Wright, it could have been the real reason behind Hayes' traumatic home invasion. Now I looked in.
Even for me, if I was in a Drake situation right now, which I never want to be in, but probably never won't be in, sorry, I would have doubled up on the baby. Like, what? A peace star? Nope. Let me find a good woman. Woo. They'd have been twins. I don't care if they was 1 year apart. They'd have been twins. You'd have had baby mama drama before I had that to present to the world. That's wild. Just to me.
To Jonathan to confirm his story and involvement in the music industry, and everything he states seems to check out, as I was able to trace his publicist career in the business. Ever since Hay experienced the situation in the industry, he started to drift away from it until he finally decided to risk.
Yeah, I don't want to make it feel like I'm attacking someone. Nah, it's just as a man, you just got to be very critical. This life. The naysayers could be naysayers, but I'm telling you niggas, these men, you gotta be critical. If that's what you want your baby mama to be, that is on your legacy. And you can't even say yes or no about that. Ain't that a bitch? So be critical about your decisions.
It all and speak out about what he saw and experienced in the industry. Hay agreed to an interview with me to talk about not only Drake, but many other names as well, telling me industry secrets we're not supposed to hear about. He goes deep and doesn't shy away from any of my questions. But before we get into this interview, if any of you want to watch the uncensored longer version of this interview, it will be available for free on Patreon. All you have to do is become a free member on Patreon and you can see the longer uncut version of this interview. Now, without further ado, let's get right into it. He was interrogated and this is literally what he said. He said that not Jay Z, he said P. Diddy, Rick Ross, and DJ Khaled, he said they're all gay, and he said that they're all a part of the Bole Masonic organization.
What I do know for a fact, not alleged, but DJ Khaled is bisexual, and Jay Z has also participated in bisexual activities.
Would you want to say allegedly for your safety?
There's no, I would say allegedly if it was allegedly. DJ Khaled, 100% has been involved in, he's bisexual.
All he do is win in his, oh my.
When you're 85 years old.
Oh my God, bro, that nigga DJ Khaled is a fussy. Cool blood clot.
How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. I want to start this interview by saying I appreciate you reaching out and allowing me to tell this story and basically give you an opportunity to tell your story on my platform as well. I believe the truth is always important to get out there, and you have a very important story to tell. So my first question to you,
level 99.
Basically, I just want you to introduce yourself. You know, tell the audience who you are, how did you get in the industry, you know, a little bit about yourself.
Okay, yeah, thanks for having me. It's truly an honor. I've looked at your stuff, and
I just really...
So it kind of turned me off for a little bit, because when my family would get together with like my grandfather, my uncles, and people of the church, it seems like the biggest conversation was attendance and offering. And that was a turnoff. But now, then as I got older, I realized to have a church of that magnitude, they had to have the publicist. I was like the go-between between the artist and the label. And just like a lot of BS probably, it's like, and I would have to fall on swords. I would have to do the most. Nowadays, Publicist is kind of, with social media being around, people can contact the artist directly. People can contact the celebrity directly, the brand directly. So there's not really, the publicists aren't doing as much as they used to. And they've had to adapt and they've had to pivot. So like some of the publicists that I grew up with, they're really, really struggling right now because everybody wants the influencers, the podcast, the playlist, everything else is not the same. The media's changed. But as far as who I've worked with, I came into business with a rock and roll group called Days of the New. The song from that group was named Records, a song being 17 weeks #1.
Yo, where's the
Passing, not like during his passing.
Okay.
Like working on an album, But a lot of people think like people like Michael Jackson and people like Whitney Houston, it's like you're never really dealing with the artist direct. You're dealing with the label and the team. It's like, like when you go to Walmart, you wouldn't really run into Sam narrative that I started. That was when it got pretty weird, So, but yeah, you said it exactly right. You said it much better than I did.
No, at the beginning of this, you said that it's like two different versions of you. The version of you that was in the industry and the version of you today. What was it that led you to basically?
It was after midnight and we were coming into my door and I was unlocking the door, the keys. And I felt her push me on the side to her.
I feel like
There's a power structure. There's an organization that rules besides the fact that they're legal. But they're both still teenagers and they're both still extremely young and undeveloped, mentally at least, Okay. And would you say that there's another P. Diddy in the industry or more P. Diddy's in the industry from your time at the industry?
P. Diddy he's a one-on-one. Like the fact that we call him P. Diddy and, Puff Daddy and Puffy and Sean Combs and all the different variations. He's a one-on-one with like his like level.
That's good to know. Ain't no other nigga on a rise. He ain't grooming no other Diddy Jr. The kids is good, basically, of what he's saying. Hopefully, pray to God that we don't have another Sean Combs, bro.
Of freak offs, and his was like he did it for so long because he's doing it out in the open. He's got a 40-foot bed in his backyard and people are, jumping on it. And he's having these freak off parties with like a lot of people involved. And then they got bigger and bigger. Like they found, thousands of bottles of like lubricant, literally
baby oil.
Yeah. So like, I think he was just all out in the open. Like, I can do whatever I want. I think the other people that are doing it are much more careful, much more calculated, and are much more wicked.
So they're in there. That's exactly my question. My question is there more people that you believe that are still behaving like Diddy?
Yo, his response made me not really want to trust him. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because why you ain't just say it's like a yes or no answer? Yeah, there's other people. Like, why you had to finagle your way? Someone inviting you to a party next week, nigga? Like, he talking like someone inviting him to a party soon. Like, come on now. Chop chop. You don't see what's going on? Nigga found 1,000 lubricants and you want to slide your way. Is there other people? Yes or no?
Yeah.
But understand this. The industry is definitely a cult in a sense where there's a power structure. There's an organization that rules over the industry. There's a method of operation because most people think that the artists are doing what the artists are doing. And it's never really the artists. The artists are doing what the record labels allow them to do. That's literally the best way to put it. And when I'm not saying that situations don't happen outside of that, but
that would still be.
The wait is over.
I'm about to do this run through one more time. I'm trying to find the Foxy.
Seems like that should be a fact that DJ Khaled, at least in 2016, was definitely bisexual.
Okay, and we're gonna.
And Jay Z is without question bisexual.
Okay, I agree with you. I know
Jay Z's mom is gay.
Jay Z's mother?
Yeah, she's gay openly.
Okay.
Oh, yo, that little fat. I can't believe that one of my Jay Z mom is gay. It would make sense for the man them to take Buddy upon the behind. Whoa.
I I have nothing against any person's preference, but in the industry, they like to hide this, specifically in hip hop. They're trying to make this normal now. They're trying to push it on so it can be more accepted within the hip hop community. But the reason why they would want to keep this from the public is because they're pushing this gangster.
How you gay and you with Beyonce? Or bisexual? I don't know, bro. If you bisexual, you allowed to be called gay and heterosexual, right? Being that you both. I don't know. I don't know how that shit work. I'm sure that shit get too confusing after 25.
Tough guy, manly of all men persona. And if it were to come out that they were not the manly of men, so I think that's the reason why they hide it. But I 100% believe that these people are bisexual, gay, and I believe that, like I said, the Freemasons, they don't see themselves as men. They see themselves as gods. That's what the 33rd degree literally represents. It represents enlightenment. It represents reaching the level of a god.
Alright, that's what I mean. I'm a man. When I die, I'll go see who made me. I don't want to be no god on earth if that's what it takes. The man them got no straight. I'll be a man forever, I guess. I don't need no godly powers. That's wild. Talking about Freemasonry, nigga. Alright. I'm good off that. Fuck that.